What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. I know y'all used to seeing me and hearing me in the different capacities that I'm in, and today I'm here. It's like no other. I'm here with the Women Offering Wealth. As y'all know, I'm committed to the community and the different organizations that I am a part of, and Women Offering Wealth is certainly one of those organizations that I'm connected to, tied to, have I enjoy being working with them and with the partnership with them and the things that they do. So today is no different than any other. So, but we're here to actually, I'm going to be having a conversation with the young lady that was a part of the event that we had and it's a holistic event that we wanted to be able to impact people in such a different way. And she was one of the sponsors of it. So we're certainly going to be talking with her about being a sponsor, but then also her business, what she has, because she has a lot going on, y'all. And I'm gonna allow her to be able to talk to us about who she is, and then we'll get into the conversation about how she is making people better. Y'all know my mission, my purpose, I always talk about is making people better by the end of the year than they were at the beginning of the year. And this is one of the ways that I do it, by being able to bring to you and be able to be a part of those people that are making other people better. Just 1%, y'all. Just 1% better each and every day. As I say, just take it each and every day, doing, and knowing something that you didn't know yesterday before yesterday, and you become 1% better. And by the end of the year, 365 days, you're 365% better than you were. So we're gonna hop right into it, and I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself, but I'm gonna just introduce her as Dr. Troy because that's what she's known as. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Okay, Dr. McKenzie, I just lost you on audio. You actually hit your mute button and you are now muted. Dr. McKenzie, you are actually muted right now.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Yep, there you go. Okay. Thank you, Dr. McKenzie. It's a pleasure to meet you and to be with you today. I'm so glad we had a chance to chit chat before I actually started the Zoom live to get to know you a little better. And I honor you for all that you do to help our community, because folks, at the end of the day, if your mission is not to leave the planet better than you found it, or to leave somebody's life better than you found it, then it's not really a life worth living. So I remember years ago, I created a mission statement for my life. And my mission statement reads like this: my mission in life is to love the Lord my God with all my heart, soul, and mind, as evidenced by a reputation of integrity and a life of service to others. So that's my mission statement. So am I walking in integrity? Am I serving others? As long as I'm doing that, then that makes me happy. So officially, my name is Etrulia Troy Lee. I'm named after my mother, because people say, where did that name Etrulia come from? Well, I'm actually the fourth daughter, the seventh child, but mommy gave me her name. So I think I'm just super special because mommy waited to give me her name. So I am named after my mother, but I am known all over the DMV and other places as Troy or Dr. Troy. And I am a holistic nutritionist, and I've been in the field of wellness now for 23 years. And I have evolved from mainly focusing on weight loss to just overall health. And now I mainly focus on helping your body regenerate from the most minute level. What I mean by that is, and we're going to talk about it a little later, when you want really to regenerate your entire body, you're looking at how do you get your stem cells activated again? I don't know if you've heard of stem cells or what you've heard about stem cells, but there is an amazing way that people are reclaiming their health without any medicine, botanicals, injections, lotion, potions, or chanting. There is a way that you can actually activate your own stem cells, and it's absolutely remarkable. So I kind of specialize now in whole body regeneration.
And I love that. Oh wow, that because that's definitely different. And I love the fact that you carry your mother's name, because I carry my father's name. I was
Oh,
named after
nice.
I'm a junior, so
Okay.
it's something special when you carry their action. Your one of
Yes,
your when you carry your parents' name, it's just a whole different
it
to me. It's
really
a whole
is.
different feeling to it and everything like that. So
You know,
um,
they say there's power in a name. And I remember when I was younger, when I was in school, the teachers couldn't even say my name. And I used to hate my name because nobody could say my name. When I was raised, everybody called me by my middle name. And then one day I realized how blessed I felt to have my mom's name. And it seems like once I stepped up to be Trulia, things changed for me. So there's power in the name. So don't let people call you out of your name. You know, whatever your name is. If you don't like your name, change it. So get a name that you love and enjoy. Absolutely.
Exactly. I love it. I love that. I love it. Now let me ask you this. What got you involved in holistic nutrition? Was there something that you kind of dealt with? Is there something that you kind of found out about, or was that
Mhm.
something that you just kind of gravitated to?
Well, I was eating brown bread when I was 15 and 16, when people didn't know what brown bread was, right? Wonder Bread ruled the day when I was coming up. But I've always had an interest in wellness. So I have, just always been right there, although I'm an educator. But by heart, I went to school for education, and my first job was teaching. But what really drove me off a cliff was when I was the principal for a school, and I just couldn't believe how parents fed their kids. And it was a private school.
Mhm.
So, which meant you were paying private school tuition. So you had money to buy good, nutritious food. And what was in the children's lunch boxes, I would talk to the kids, and they would be eating lunch in the back. I'm sorry, dinner in the back seat of a car 3-4 times a week, because it was
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A one day, McDonald's the next. And I'm going, whoa, don't you understand the long-term consequences of this? So I kind of started doing little seminars for my parents, saying it's really important that these children not only have a good foundation in reading, but what's going to really impact their lives forever is their foundation in nutrition. So I started doing these seminars, and then I said, well, since you're kind of teaching this stuff without any credentials whatsoever, you might as well go back to school and get some. So my master's is in education, but my doctorate is in holistic nutrition. And then I think it was 2011, I decided to leave the field of education officially and just pursue wellness full time.
Wow, and that's amazing because um, when I think about what you were just saying about, especially your your journey from noticing the kids
Mm-hmm.
eating. I mean, and that's we've come. I watched this show on the History Channel called "The Food That Built America." It's documentaries. They do the food that
Mm.
built America, the men that built America, the mega brands that built America. It's about all of the companies that we know about. Like you
Mm-hmm.
talked about Wonder Bread, you talked about Chick-fil-A. It chronicles all of those companies, but
Mm-hmm.
it chronicles the entrepreneurs that started them, how they got
Okay.
started, and everything like that. And the fast food track, as far as food is concerned, when they talked about the food that built America, we got into, like you said, this realm of eating out
Yes.
all the time, too much,
Too
you
much,
know,
way too much.
because it was easier. It became
Because it's
easier.
easier, and it's getting easier today. Now we have DoorDash. We can bring this food right to our door. But Dr. McKenzie, the rise of American food, those particular fast foods and convenience food, parallels the rise of disease. It parallels the
Mm-hmm.
rise of cancer. It parallels the rise of obesity, diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
hypertension, and premature death. As a matter of fact, there are well-respected professionals who believe that this current generation of children who were born 2000 and later are expected to have a shorter lifespan than their parents due
Mm-hmm.
to the effects of lifelong poor nutrition. I want that to sit on you for a minute. This is something that we have total control over. And
Yeah.
we are, just like we're kind of destroying the planet and we really don't care about the next generation, because we are hooked on convenience. And what these food manufacturers are slick. They have access to thousands of chemicals to tickle your taste buds. You can
Mm-hmm.
never, ever duplicate that food at home because you don't have all the chemicals that they have in their lab that
Correct.
they're putting in
Correct.
their food. And have you ever noticed that if someone is heating up a meal in the microwave that came from a restaurant, that it actually smells different than a home cooked meal?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can tell when somebody is heating up restaurant food in the break room. It smells different. And it's all those chemical interactions. So we don't need fast food. We need to just slow down and eat some slow food so we can begin to regain our health. Scripture says that Satan comes to rob, kill, and destroy. And he is doing that big time because we're eating at the wrong table. Now, I need to stop preaching for a minute, so don't let me start down that track. It's where I'm comfortable. So I'm gonna not launch into a sermon, but certainly I am committed and dedicated to helping people understand how they are being destroyed and cheated of an abundant life. Because, ask Steve Jobs, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. He lost his life, and he lost his health, and he lost his life. Now, I don't know anything about his dietary lifestyle, but I say that to say he was a multi-billionaire. He would have given it all up if he could have saved his life. And right now, if you are breathing and you are watching this conversation, you have the opportunity to change the track of your health, as well as the track of those people that you have influence over. Folks, this is serious. And especially for folks who have melanin in their skin and live in America, folks, we are being destroyed, and we are doing it willy-nilly, or we're allowing it to happen, and it can change. Now, here's the deal. Bad food tastes good. I'm gonna say that again. Bad food tastes good, and I'm not immune to it. Okay, I don't want you to think that I never ever have my lips around an M&M peanut, because I do. So the challenge is, though, and I tell you, if it's July 4th and some ribs walk in, conversation over, I'm going to get a rib, right? But the problem is we are feasting 24/7. Whereas we used to have this food at Big Mama's house on Sundays, or we used to have our dessert at Easter and Christmas and birthdays, we're doing this every single day. So we have turned this food that used to be celebratory food. And folks, I believe in celebrations. I believe you should celebrate. I believe when it's your birthday, you should have cake and ice cream and anything else you want to eat or whatever. So I'm not saying that you never, ever, ever are not going to have what I call celebratory food that you know is not optimal for your body. So, and food is social. Do you know how hard it is to be a holistic nutritionist and show up at an event? Oh, here she comes. She goes, Troy, don't look at my
they look at
like dang. So, there used to be an expression, if you want to be popular at a party, or if you just want to have a good time or not start a fight, you don't discuss politics and you don't discuss religion, right? We know that. Well, I'm going to add a third one for that. You don't discuss food either, because you will get kicked out quick. You will not get invited to places because they don't. I'm like, really, people? So anyway, yeah, I have a tough time sometimes. So yeah.
They about to eat a hot wing and they see you.
Yeah, they're like, oh God, Troy, don't say it. And I'm like, get out my way. I'm going to get a hot wing too. And so, folks, again, I am not a purist. I am not that person that only eats sprouts and grow my own. No, that's not where I am at all, because I recognize where we are. And again, eating is social. You want to gather, and macaroni and cheese, still one of my favorite dishes, right? It's not the healthiest thing for me, but I still love macaroni and cheese. So you don't have to eat grass basically and only eat all organic and only eat salads to reverse your health. But this overabundance of bad food that we're eating, it's taking a toll on us and on the next generation.
Yeah, and I think that's where the issue is, because I'm very health conscious as well, and food conscious. And one of the things that I think one of the reasons why we as Americans are obese, because we as a whole are obese, is because not only are we not eating the right foods, but we're not, like you were just saying a little while ago, we're not even exercising. And I said this, I think earlier today, you literally have people that don't have to leave the house.
Exactly.
They don't have to leave the house. They don't have to, you have people and they're just eating and eating and eating and eating. They're not exercising. They're not doing anything. They get everything delivered to them. There's nothing, there's no part of their lifestyle that deals with their health. Like you were saying, yeah, it's okay to eat in moderation. That's anything that we do. You do it if you do it in moderation, and you add to that the exercise. I've been committed And I have one of my friends. She's a nutritionist. She's a fitness and nutritionist as well. And
Mhm.
she got me back. No lie, it's been over just over a year now, and I've been wanting to get back walking.
Uh-huh.
Because I was just like want to be able to. And I'm not a big person. I've never really ate bad. I
Hmm.
grew up. My mother made sure that we ate the right foods. It didn't. I didn't grow up eating pork, so I wasn't worried about that.
Hmm.
Didn't ate beef. Ate beef somewhat, but I even stopped eating beef when I was in college,
Hmm.
and because just I knew how unhealthy it was. So
Hmm.
you might have a hamburger here, there, whatever, but nothing that was out of moderation.
Absolutely.
So my friend, she had this challenge. She had this fitness. She had a challenge, and she wanted people to just started walking for 30 minutes.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay. I said, I know where I live at. There's a nice walk from between here and like the subway station or library that's up where, and I know it takes about 30 minutes to walk up. And so I was like, okay, so there's 30 minutes up, 30 minutes back. I said,
Hmm.
that's an hour. Started doing that. It was summertime, got into it, and I got it into my routine where it's now a part of my lifestyle.
Excellent.
It's part of my lifestyle and what I do. And as a recourse of doing that,
Hmm.
I got down to my ideal weight. I was like, I
Excellent.
dropped 15 pounds.
Wow.
I was like, cool. I was like,
Project. Congratulations.
yeah, along with
Congratulations.
the little exercises that I do, but it has become a part of my lifestyle. And I think that's what we're missing, like you were saying, in addition to the eating right and eating the proper foods
Hmm.
and celebrating, having that cheat day or whatever you want to call it, the days where
Cheat
you eat.
day, one day a week, maybe. But
Yeah.
and I'm going to just point out something. Moderation is a dangerous term
Okay. Okay.
because it's almost like what's a little lie? A lie is a lie is a lie, and
Yeah.
anybody can define that. People say, "Oh, I just eat this in moderation," but you're eating bacon in moderation for breakfast, then you're having a hot dog for lunch, and then you're having something healthy for dinner. You may not eat hot dogs every day, and hot dogs are extremely unhealthy, but you're eating stuff in moderation, but none of it is good for you. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the things, and again, you know, this food that we're eating, it is highly addictive. It is
Mm-hmm.
highly addictive. Most people have never
Absolutely.
craved a grape. You have never gotten in your car and driven to the store because you just had to have a grape. But I bet you got in your car and drove over to the Rib Shack because you had to have a grape. So this food is highly addictive. So you got to treat this as serious as it is if you want to get well. One of the things I tell people to start with is start reading labels. And ideally, if a food has more than 2 or 3 ingredients, put it down.
Really? Okay.
Ideally,
Okay.
ideally, it should have one. It should have one ingredient. So these are lentils. Good. These are navy beans. Good. This is ground turkey. Good. That's one ingredient, 2 or 3. But when it starts looking like a chemistry lesson on the back of that label, folks,
Mm-hmm.
read your Doritos label. Those extra
Yeah.
cheese Doritos. You won't know what that stuff is. And guess what? Your
All
body
right.
doesn't know what it is either. So you are throwing your hormones off. You're just throwing your immune system off. You're throwing everything off. God gave us everything we need for life and health. And all we have to do is implement now, I'm not going to say common sense because we don't live in a common sense world anymore. We just don't. Common sense isn't common anymore. And, folks, it's hard. You got the TV telling you to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on your TV. Every other commercial is telling you
Yeah.
to go put something in your mouth. We live in a toxic food environment. And if you choose, and it is a choice, you can wean yourself out of that. And when I work with my clients, I give them a 40-day plan. As a matter of fact, this book is called Eat Yourself Slim and Never Diet Again. This is one of the books I wrote, and it has a
Awesome.
40-day devotional plan in here because
Does it? Oh, okay. Okay.
I believe if you're going to break those bad habits, you're going to need to pray. You're going to need some prayer. You're going to need just education as well as support. So this particular book, it contains everything you need to know about good nutrition. But then after the lessons are given and the assignments are given for you to do, then you have a 40-day devotional journal where there's a scripture daily, there's a prayer daily, and you get to write what it is you're feeling, because you can conquer this with support. So I just encourage people, hey, it's your health. And folks, when you don't have it, you would do anything to get it back. So whatever health you have right now, let's begin to build on that so you can live to see your great grandchildren or whatever it is, whatever your why is for being around the planet. Personally, I think I have it on good authority that I get one time around. So I'm not planning on coming back. If God sends me back, okay. But based on what I'm reading, I got one shot at this. And we never know what's going to befall our body. So whatever it does, in my mind, I'm not going to help it out. I'm going to save a lot of money. And I do save a lot of money because I really don't like eating at restaurants. I don't really like eating out at all. And you can afford good food if you put down some of the bad food. You know, a bag of Doritos is $6. You know how much food I can get for $6? How much real food I can get for $6? Come on. So anyway.
Let me ask you this, because you're talking about the not getting the bad foods, and a lot of people will say, well, eating healthy is more expensive because they talk about eating the whole foods. Yeah, can you talk a little bit about that?
It really isn't. So if you look at eating real food, not instant oatmeal, but real oatmeal. If you're not eating rice-a-roni or whatever that is, it's a certain brand that comes and it's, you know, beans and rice or something. If you're buying real rice, way less, more affordable. If you're buying basic chicken, and guys, I'm not trying to convince you to buy organic produce. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it is a lot cheaper to eat real food than it is to eat the processed food. So we have been bamboozled into believing, oh, eating healthy is so expensive. Folks, no, it is not. If you put away the junk that is destroying you, you don't need Doritos. You don't need cheese in a can. Really, they can't even call it cheese. They call it some type of something because it's not even real cheese. It is way more expensive when you're eating unhealthily. Now, if you're going to go to the level of organic can get expensive. Folks, I don't eat all organic food.
Okay.
You said it, right? I don't. I do buy certain things organic, like I want my lettuce organic, I want my greens organic, but certain things like bananas and anything I'm going to peel, I don't have the added expense. But just buying real food with 1 or 2 ingredients is a lot cheaper than the processed nuggets and frozen pizzas and all the other stuff that we are buying. So it really isn't more expensive. Now, if a person is in a food desert, that is a particular challenge. But if you want to eat healthily, there are a lot of delivery services. You can get a lot of healthy, real food on Amazon. As a matter of fact, Amazon probably gets half of my grocery bill.
Really? Okay.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, I do a lot of my food shopping on Amazon. I buy all my nuts, all my seeds. So I eat walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds. I get all of those from Amazon. I use oat bran. I use oatmeal. I use whole grain flour that I actually grind myself. Don't trip. All I use is my NutriBullet. Put those seeds in there, grind it up, make a quick loaf of bread. Very easy. I have a bread maker. I can make a loaf of bread in 2 minutes. So it's not sitting there in barefoot with my apron on. I'm not doing all that, folks. I have that NutriBullet. I just throw a couple of whole grain wheat kernels in there, grind them up, put them in my bread maker, put in a little bit of flour, a little bit of yeast, a little bit of water. 3 hours, I have a fresh loaf of bread. So, so I get my whole grains from Amazon. I get sodium-free baking powder from Amazon. I get so much of my food from Amazon. I really, really do. And the truth is, I could, other than fresh fruits and vegetables, I could get mostly everything that I want to eat off of Amazon.
Okay,
and I mean, delivered right to my door.
And now with your journal and your planning there, do you, or even with your clients, do you give them someone that might be kind of new to the program, kind of like a plan, like a nutrition plan, and then also even like how you shop, a way for them to be able to shop and know what to buy, because a lot of people might not know what to buy. Is that something that you kind of assist them with?
Well, I don't give what I do offer is, here are some principles. Because if you gave me a diet and said, okay, I have a cup of cottage cheese for breakfast, you just lost me, right? No, I'm not doing that. So I give them principles on basically, let's start eating real food. Let's just start right there. Whatever it is you like to eat. let's see how we can eat it, but it's real food. So if you really just love cheeseburgers, okay, can we get a cheeseburger without any additives? Can we use ground turkey that's a little bit leaner? Can we just season it with salt, pepper, or whatever else you want to put in it? But these are your seasonings. You're cooking it at home and you're using bread that has minimal ingredients. I'm not going to tell you not to ever eat a cheeseburger. Matter of fact, I had one last night. It was turkey, but I had one last night because that's what I felt like eating. So a lot of the foods that we're used to, that are comfort foods, that can be adapted to a healthier way of preparing them. I give guidelines. So this is why you need to really limit your sugar. Do you know sugar ages you faster? Now, ladies, are we really trying to grow old faster? I don't think so. So, and I guess guys too, but women are vain. So, hey, let's get back on this sugar, because this sugar is hastening your aging. Is that what you really want? Probably not. So it's guidelines. These are foods that will help you age better. Nobody should be buying X-Lac and Metamucil and all that other mess that they have in the grocery store and the drugstore to help you go to the bathroom. Folks, God knew you had to poop, and he put foods on this earth to help you do just that. And if you're not eating them, then you got to go off and buy some other stuff. I mean, come on. The animal kingdom, they don't use laxatives. We shouldn't be using them either. And while I'm on the subject of poop, you should be pooping at least 2 to 3 times a day. 2 to 3 times every single day. And if you're not, you're constipated. That's why you're frowning all the time. You're constipated. And so it's very important to get those toxins out your body and to keep your system regularly. And so if you're eating real food, it's filled with fiber, it's filled with water, it's filled with stuff that's going to help your body do what God designed it to do, which was eat and eliminate. So so it's about the principles of eating well. So I do not promote vegetarianism. I don't promote any one diet, because everybody is different. Right. But what if we all would just start eating real food? That's it, folks. Start eating real food. You do need fruits and vegetables in your diet. Fruits and vegetables are so important. And just real quick, this is why. Fruits and vegetables contain something called phytochemicals. And we're familiar with vitamins and minerals. Okay, we all know vitamin D, vitamin C. We all know the basics. But there are thousands of things called phytochemicals that are contained in fruits and vegetables that aren't contained anywhere else. And an orange contains over, get ready for this, 10,000 different phytochemicals.
Really? Okay.
10,000 different phytochemicals. That's in one orange. Folks, you can't put that in the vitamin. The vitamin would be the size of this room, right? I'm in a pretty big room. So there's a synergy that God created when he made food to make everything in that orange work together, to make everything in that broccoli work together. So while you may think you're doing a good job by taking a Flintstone vitamin or whatever else you saw at GNC, it can't duplicate what God naturally did. Now, the importance of phytochemicals is that they help to do something called fight oxidation in your body. So every time we eat, just like when you put wood into a fireplace, the fire burns up the wood and the wood produces smoke, right? When we put food in our body burns up that food for fuel. And a byproduct of that is something called oxidation. So think of it as your body smoke. And if something doesn't neutralize that oxidation, it begins to attack your healthy cells. So the way it works, you eat, it's going to burn up, oxidation is going to occur. What's in fruits and vegetables is something called antioxidants. So these phytochemicals contain antioxidants. Anti means against, oxidants against oxidation. Gotcha. So when the free radicals show up to wreak havoc in your body and you're eating the proper amounts of fruits and vegetables, they're like, hold it, Nellie. You can't come here and destroy my healthy cells. But when you don't have the fruits and vegetables and all those phytochemicals working synergistically, the free radicals say, hey, ain't nobody home. So we can wreak havoc on this body. That's why fruits and vegetables are so important to your diet. So they're just super important. And you don't always have to have fresh fruits and vegetables. As a matter of fact, often frozen vegetables and fruits are more nutritious than fresh, because them food manufacturers they are picking those fruits and vegetables when they're ripe. And then they're immediately putting them into a can. Now, if you're going to eat canned fruit, don't get the one with added syrup. You know, you can get pineapples in their natural juice. You can get peas and spinach and collards all frozen without any added salt. So you don't want to get something with a lot of added stuff. But since that's been picked when it's perfectly ripe, it often contains more nutrition. Because by the time they pick it in Peru, ship it on the train, get it to Giant puts it on the shelf. By the time I pick up this lettuce, it's like, hey, you know, it's barely alive, right? Yeah. So you don't necessarily need to be always eating fresh fruits and vegetables, although I enjoy fresh fruits and vegetables, especially when I grow my own. But again, eating healthy doesn't have to be expensive. You just have to know what foods you should begin to enjoy and save those other foods for every now and again. Hey, look, folks, Jesus's first miracle was to turn water into wine, right? Now, I know some folks are very nervous about alcohol, but I'm just saying, if that was his first miracle, read your Bible, okay? That was his first miracle. So there's obviously a time for celebrations. There's obviously a time for that. We're made to celebrate, but start celebrating your life daily by feeding yourself well.
Yeah, and I love that, y'all. She just dropped some gems on y'all. So if y'all not taking notes, y'all definitely y'all will have to make sure that you go and watch this recording so that you go back to do what it is that she talked about. And I love that because what you're talking now. Before I go to that, I want to ask you about those that are vegan and vegan food. Is that part of that healthy? Can that be? Because I know a lot of people have gone to being vegan and eating the vegan food.
Veganism is for some people. Some vegans eat a lot of pasta and a lot of processed stuff like Beyond Meat and all that processed stuff, the fake sausage, that's not real food. It's not what nature did. So if you're going to be vegan, I recommend that you slow down and cook real food and stop trying to mimic other food. So what veganisms have, what people who are vegans, what they have in common with people who are still eating meat or people who are eating fish or people who are vegetarian. When you're a vegetarian, you're still eating milk and cheese and eggs maybe, okay? What the healthy ones, what they all have in common is they're eating real food. There is something called the blue zones. These are 7 areas across the world where the populations in those areas live the longest. They have more centenarians, meaning they're over 100 years old, and they studied these areas to see what they had in common.
Okay.
What they all have in common at the top of the list is they eat real food. They eat predominantly fruits and vegetables. They eat legumes, meaning they eat beans, they eat peas. Some eat meat, some don't. Some are pure vegetarians, like the Seventh-day Adventists. They are healthier than the general population because they teach health and they promote vegetarianism. But there are other populations like the Mediterranean diet. They don't promote vegetarianism. They do eat meat, they do eat fish, but they eat lots of fruits and vegetables. So enjoy your meat if you still want it on your plate, but it shouldn't be a pound of porterhouse steak and a half a cup of spinach. It shouldn't look like that. You know, we need to reverse that. But what the blue zones have in common is they all exercise, they all practice stress reduction, they eat lots of fruits and vegetables, they eat real food, they eat lots of beans, nuts, and seeds. Those were the top 5 things that they all had in common. So if you don't want to be a vegan, you don't have to be. If you are vegan, wonderful. You are definitely helping to save the planet. I am not vegan. It doesn't do well for me at all. I don't feel well when I don't have any type of protein. Now, and here's the other thing about being in the field of nutrition. You can bring 10 experts on this panel right now. Someone will promote vegan and they have the statistics to back it up. Someone else will promote keto and they have the stats to back it up. It's like, you know, who can you trust? So there are so many quote unquote authorities on the subject or influencers on the subject, and they have diverse opinions. But sit still and ask yourself what makes sense to you. Does it make sense that you really should be eating all this meat and fat? Does it work for weight loss? Does keto work for weight loss? Absolutely. But so does cocaine. Doesn't mean it's healthy. I mean, yeah, get hooked on coke. You're going to lose weight, but at what
cost?
Expense? At what cost? So I know folks who only do keto, and the long-term data, if you look at over 100 years, they do not support a ketogenic diet. They simply do not, in terms of the long-term health benefits. What the long-term data shows is the more you eat fruits and vegetables, the more you eat plants, fruit, vegetables, beans, grains, seeds, the healthier you're going to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. My thing is about having a healthy eating lifestyle. That it's about your lifestyle.
It's about your lifestyle.
Yeah, because and I've never been a fan of diets. People that say, well, I'm going on this diet, that diet. I said, because to me, when I looked at it, I'm like, well, okay, so you get on the diet to lose the weight. Then you get off the diet and you go. Some people go right back to eating the same food that they ate.
Yes, they
and
do.
Wind up bigger than what they were before, as opposed to, like you were saying, if I have a healthy eating lifestyle and I'm eating real foods, and my eating habits are healthy, then I don't have to worry about changing this. And then on top of that, you incorporate the exercising as a part of your healthy living. Then you will naturally be a healthy person. You know, there's certain things you don't have control over, but you will be you will be a healthy person. I promise you. You know, for the most part.
Here's confession time. I had been on every diet that you can name: peeled down soup, cookie diet, pasta diet, the breath diet. If it was a diet, I tried it because I was obsessed with not gaining weight. And so this was, years ago, until I finally figured out it's not about dieting. It's just about, let me maintain a healthy lifestyle. So I no longer think about dieting. But folks, I was a serial dieter. I was even one of those dieters when I was younger that would gorge on the weekend and then force myself to throw up. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bulimia.
Yeah.
Confessions of a chronic dieter when I was young, right? So folks, been there, done that. So let's just get back to eating. We can really live on top of the world. We really, 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 really can, if we just make up our mind that we're going to transition to real food. Are you going to do this overnight? Of course not. Not at all. But when you make up your mind, and when you make up your mind to take action, because we've heard it said that knowledge is power. Biggest lie that's ever been told. It's what you do with knowledge that's powerful. So if you get knowledge and you don't activate on it, it's like, you don't know it at all. But when you make up your mind to say, I want to do something different, is it going to be easy initially? No, it's not. Will your friends sabotage you? Yes, they will. Oh, come on, girl. This piece of cake ain't going to hurt you. Your family will be your worst enemy. They will be telling you to eat all kinds of stuff. So you may need to, if you choose to change your lifestyle, you may want to get in some support groups to say, hey, this is what I want to do. But folks, the payoff is you feel so much better. You feel so much better. I've been accused of being the Energizer Bunny. So if I got any more energy, I might be arrested. But you just naturally feel better every single day. You sleep better. Your skin is clearer. It's just amazing. And while we're speaking of that, folks, get hooked on water. You don't need a $5 cup of Starbucks coffee. I never understood that to save my life.
Yeah, I've never liked coffee. Yeah, I've never liked coffee.
I love coffee, but paying $5 for a triple chocolate mocha, whatever the heck it is, whatever. Folks, this is God's intended drink for our body, water. And it's pretty cheap. And I'll buy bottled water. I do not buy bottled water. Get yourself a decent filter, and you have all the healthy water you get. You need water when you travel. Get a nice bottle. I have several when I leave. Like I left this morning to go out. I took 2 bottles of water with me. If you invest in a very small cooler, hey, go to the dollar store. The dollar store has those little foam coolers for $1.25. The dollar store is now $1.25. They went up. Right. But anyway,
even the dollar store ain't a dollar no more.
Dollar store is going much, but it's a dollar quarter. But they have these little foam styrofoam coolers. Keep that in your car. And you know how much money you can save on bottled water. Not to mention when those bottles of water are sitting out in the sun, you see them outside the gas station and they're packed up. That sun is heating up that plastic, and that plastic is releasing chemicals into that water. And those chemicals that are disrupting your hormones, and they're just highly toxic for your body. Not to mention what we're doing to the landfills. But folks, just get hooked on water. Get hooked on water and good tea. If you feel you have to absolutely have something sweet to drink, make your own iced tea at home and put stevia in it. We gotta get away from the sugar. Stevia is all natural. There have been no studies that I can find that says stevia has any adverse health effects. It may take some getting used to, but when you make that decision, you're going to soar. It's just a matter of making the decision. So I drink water, I drink tea, and yes, I drink wine because that was Jesus's first miracle. I got to drink that, right?
They know that people don't understand too that what they do say that wine is healthy for you. It's healthy for the body. Like
red wine does have some health benefits, but if I was being honest, and why not? I am a champagne drinker. I enjoy champagne, celebratory, and I like red wine in the winter. I like white wines in the summer. I'm just not one of those people that think, oh my God, you can't. Right. I'm not going to drink a whole bottle because I might say some strange things, but a glass of wine with dinner I find very enjoyable. So there you have it, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But I do want to just reserve a little bit of time to talk about what I really have been focused on for the past almost 18 months. And that is whole body regeneration by helping people activate their own stem cells naturally. So Dr. McKenzie, have you ever heard of stem cells?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So when stem cells first came in the news, they, 20, 25 years ago or more, they were using the stem cells from embryos and aborted fetuses, and it became very, very controversial about using stem cells. But a stem cell, and there are different types of stem cells, but a real basic lesson in stem cells is the first cell that is born or created when the egg and sperm come together is a stem cell. And from that, you get your hair, your eyes, your cartilage, your bones, your marrow, you get everything. So that one powerful cell can differentiate into everything the human body needs. So the reason why stem cells are so amazing is that they can heal any tissue in the body. Now, there are different types of stem cells. Some are called pluripotent, which means they can differentiate into whatever your body needs. Then there are multipotent, which means they can only do certain cells. Like if it's a stem cell from a liver, it can only repair the liver, etc. But these pluripotent stem cells are super powerful to heal your body wherever healing is needed. Over a year ago, I was introduced to a way to generate your own stem cells in your body, because as we age, they just start to slow down. So when you're young, your stem cells are popping off, they're multiplying, they're repairing your body quickly. That's why if an 8-year-old falls off their bike, they're up and their bones have healed in 6 weeks. When grandma falls down, she might be down for a while, right? So when you're younger, you have plenty of stem cells, but as we age, the production of stem cells just start to slow down, which is why we get wrinkles and gray hair and all the arthritis, etc. But I was introduced to a way without medicine, drugs, injections, lotions, potions, supplements, to use the light from your own body to generate healthy stem cells. And folks, I can tell you the healing that I have seen occur in people, I've never seen anything like it in my 22 years in wellness. So I'm going to show you guys this. You see that? It looks like a little round patch, right? It looks like a round bandage. But inside here is a special crystal lattice that is made with polymers, amino acids, sugars, and salts. And it forms a certain pattern using nanotechnology. And when I put this on my body, nothing is going in my body. There's no medicine on it. There's nothing on this patch whatsoever. But just like when you go out in the sun hits your skin, and what does your body make? Vitamin D. We know Sunshine is, vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. And with using that same principle, when the natural light from my body, and guys, if you go outside at night with an infrared goggle, you can see my light signature. We all know that because that's what you need night vision goggles for. It pumps up against this little patch and it drives a certain light wave back into my body. And that elevates something called GHKCU peptide. And when that is elevated, my stem cells start to wake up and get active again. So this is remarkable technology, cheaper than going to Starbucks every day. Trust me on that. Right? And I have seen stuff regenerated in my body that I've been dealing with for years. And I can tell you the thousands of testimonials that we have on file. So if you are dealing with any chronic issue, now we do not claim to treat, diagnose any disease. The FDA does not allow that. The FDA has cleared this wellness patch. It's been around for 19 years now. It first came out on the market in 2004. But I encourage people to evaluate how to really get some health turnarounds because I am seeing them across the board. And no medicine, no drugs. It's not like a birth control patch or a smoker's patch where you put it on and nothing goes into my body. Just the heat from my body sends that light back into my body and it helps it to heal. So this is what I really am focused on right now because, like I said, nutrition is a very confusing field to be in, but the statistics are clear. But, it's almost like the political climate we're in. People are going to hear what they want to hear, regardless of the truth, right? And when I was introduced to this and saw the healing that it was bringing to people, I said, whoa, I need to help. First, I need to understand it. I need to really dig down and study stem cells, which is what I did. And this is just such a joy to get up every day and get phone calls. My oldest client is 110 years old. And her daughter bought this for her great auntie, who she helps to care for. And she has dementia. And she called and said, Troy, it's only been 2 weeks and auntie knows who I am again. Now, when you get calls like that, that's amazing. When you get calls from people who've been fighting a lymphoma and was having to go to the doctor every 3 months for their scans, etc., and the doctor has released them for 2 years because there's been a change. So folks, if you don't know about this technology, please contact me. I can point you in a direction of it. I can show you how to get it wholesale. But this is the most remarkable thing that I know about that is on the market, that you can help your body come back into total health without any medicine, no botanical, no anything. Just take this, stick it on, wear it for 12 hours, take it off at night, throw it in the trash and put a fresh one on. And if you're going to Starbucks every day, this is less than Starbucks, folks. So it's not even that expensive. So this is a joy to share this with people because it's improving their quality of life, which is hopefully what we're all after at the end of the day. So folks, health is wealth. When you don't have your health, you don't have wealth. So do everything you can, just like you guard your Visa card or your Amex Gold card. You want to do everything you can to guard your health. And you do have control. If you're listening to this, you have control. And I encourage you to take control of your health. I would much rather, why people call me? I put my phone on, but I would much rather invest in prevention rather than be spending my life savings once I allow myself to get sick, to be well. Well, can stuff still happen to me? Of course it can. I can't control everything in my life, but what you can control it. That's what I believe.
Now, how can all of this? I hope y'all taking this in. For those that want to contact you to be able to get your products and services that you offer, how can they connect with you?
There's a couple of ways. You can go to my website, drtroylee.com. That's drtroylee.com. You can send me an email at drtroylee@gmail.com. That's very easy. You can connect me there. You can connect with me. I don't know whether I should give out my personal cell phone on this webinar. I don't know. But if you shoot me an email at drtroylee@gmail.com, very easy to remember. I will get back with you. I can help you get samples of this. If you have a loved one that is suffering from something, we can chat about it. Guys, I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not claiming that we're going to heal anything. I can point you to thousands and thousands and thousands and more thousands of people who have used this technology successfully, including the Olympic swim team. The year that they swept the Olympics, they were using this. If you start to look at some pro athletes, you will see this little sticker on them. You probably, Serena Williams. We have pictures of her. It's right there on her arm as she's playing tennis. So it's just stuff that a lot of people don't even know about. That is helping people heal at a whole new level. Danny Glover, we have film recordings saying, man, I love my patches. We call them patches. So folks, it's been around for a while. The FDA has cleared it as a general wellness product. So it is something that you definitely need to know about and consider for your own wellness.
Yeah, and as my mentor, Dr. Will Moreland, says, we don't have a wealth gap, we have an information gap. But it's about taking information that we have out here and utilizing it to be able to make ourselves better in everything that we do, and that has to do with our health. Because I'm like you. I'm trying to be here as long as I'm supposed to be.
As long as I can
be. So I got to take care of this one body.
This one temple. That's right. Scripture, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. We should be taking good care of our bodies, because I have it on good authority. When you don't take care of your body, you got to move out.
Yeah,
it certainly will. You got to move out. So if you want to stay in this body as long as you're supposed to, without letting factors that you have complete control over drive your health, folks, get behind the wheel, take control of your health. A healthy life is a fun life. You get to do stuff, you get to laugh, you get to move, you get to enjoy it so much better than always complaining about aches, pains, arthritis, and just keep going back to doctors. And folks, let me tell you, doctors have saved my life. And I don't say that flippantly. I mean, I was in a situation where if a doctor had not cut me open and operated on me, I would not be here. So I honor physicians who dedicate their career to healing people. Doctors are trained for when you're sick, how to try to get you back on track. They're not trained in prevention. That's not what they're trained in. That's not their specialty. So if I fall down and I pass out, don't be coming offering me an apple or some fruits and vegetables. That's not what I need. You need to get me to an MD. That's what they're there for. And if you notice, these drugs that they give us for hypertension and cholesterol, they don't correct the situation. They just manage it. That's what they're trained in. And they are really good at what they're trained in. And I say this again, I honor them because they have saved my life. They extended my mother's life until she was 90. But in terms of your health and how to prevent going to the doctor, that's what you're in charge of. And that's not what they're trained in. So you can get a good education in how to keep yourself out of the doctor's office. I'm still going once a year for checkups. Absolutely. Check me out. Make sure the blood work, all that kind of stuff. But take back your own power, and you have the power to drive your health and to determine your health outcomes, those of your children and those of your grandchildren. You want to leave a legacy? Leave a legacy of wellness.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Troy, this has been phenomenal. I enjoyed this conversation, and I hope everyone that's watching this, that will watch this, that you'll take heed to what Dr. Troy just laid down for you, because she just put it where you can get it. It's not about just eat foods that have one name. Two names.
Maybe three. Again, when it starts to look like a chemistry test,
right?
You put it down, and it is what it is.
That simple. Keep it that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Doesn't have to be expensive. All you got to do is make a concerted effort to be consistent about your eating habits,
That's right.
making sure that you do what you're supposed to be doing. So,
Amen.
Dr. Troy,
Thank you,
thank you
Dr.
so
McKenzie.
much. This
I
has been
honor
a
you.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Um, we honor you. One more time, you can give your contact information so that people can reach out
Okay.
to you.
drtroylee@gmail.com or go to drtroylee.com. But the best way is just shoot me an email because I'm always answering my emails, drtroylee@gmail.com. And I will definitely, connect with you, get you more information if you need it, connect you with groups that could be helpful or whatever I can do to serve. Remember my mission in life. How do I evaluate if I'm on track? Reputation of integrity, life of service to others. That's why I'm here.
I love that. I love that.
Okay.
That's a
Excellent.
daily affirmation, y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
So,
Blessings to you.
yeah, well, this is another episode, Women Offering Wealth to you all. You can check out the website, www.womenofferingwealth.org for all of the other information that they have. Just great individuals, great partnerships and sponsorships that we bring together for you like this, because your health is your wealth. Without
Absolutely.
it, you have nothing. We'll talk to y'all soon. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We'll see you all soon. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.